Hey there guys, this is Eric here at Daddy's Board Shop. We're teaming up with Sector 9 today to give you a little buyer's guide to help you find the right longboard deck for you. There are 4 basic types of longboard decks. There are top mounts, drop throughs, drop downs, double drops, and all variations in between. The first style of board that we're going to go over is the top mount board like the Sector 9 Javelin. What this does is it gives you a lot of leverage and control over your truck since you get direct pressure, and it also gives you a lot of traction, so when you're trying to rail hard corners you can make sure that you get a ton of grip and don't slip out. A lot of top mount boards have a very directional shape because a lot of people like to ride these directionally with a higher angle truck in the front, lower angle in the back. That gives you a ton of stability when you're racing. The second style of board we're going to go over today is the drop through board like the Sector 9 Gauntlet I have here. What that does is actually the base plate mounts through the board, seen in the hole here, and what that does is it lowers your board, giving you a lowered center of gravity. These boards are great because with the lowered ride, you get a lower center of gravity, giving you a lot of control and stability. A lot of people like to use this board for free riding because it's very easy to kick out into slides and hook up again. A lot of drop through boards come in a symmetrical shape. The reason for this is when you're free riding, you can ride it forward or backwards when you're doing your slides and it'll feel the exact same way. The third style of board we're going to go over is the Sector 9 Fault Line. This is a drop down board. Drop down boards can be displayed here with the dropped platform in the center. Drop down boards are really awesome because they give you all the control and leverage of a top mount board because your trucks are still mounted here. Another great thing about the drop platform is it gives you pockets for you to rest your foot up against, so when you're free riding, you always have a point of reference to kick out your slides. Another thing you can do with these pockets is when you're in a speed tuck, your front foot always has a point of reference it can push up against, and your back foot actually has a little cradled pocket, so you can, when you're in a tuck and long mountain bombs, you can rest your foot up against it so your feet don't get tired. Drop downs are awesome because it kind of gives you a little bit of both worlds with the lower center of gravity and the leverage of a top mount board. Another style of board you're going to commonly see in the longboarding market is the double drop. What this is a drop through board matched up with a drop down board, giving you a very, very low platform. Double drop boards are very, very stable because of the lower center of gravity. Another awesome thing about these boards is that they're very good for push races, whether you're pushing across town or doing long distance pushes. With the lowered center, it's very, very easy on your legs. The double drop platform kind of gives you a little bit of the drop through and the drop down world, giving you a pocket to rest your foot up against and a lowered center of gravity of the drop through. Remember that you're not always limited to those 4 specific categories. You can always mix and match a little bit, like this Sector 9 Aero. It is a top mount board, but it does have a micro drop feature, so it's kind of in between a top mount and a drop board. The great thing about the Sector 9 Aero is that it gives you all the pockets of a drop down board, but you don't sacrifice any of the leverage of a top mount board. Another mixture of different style of boards is the Sector 9 Dropper. This has a micro drop platform and a drop through. What this does is it gives you a little bit higher of a ride, so you have a ton of control over your board because it's only drop through, but the micro drops still feature a tiny little bit of a pocket for you to rest your foot up against too and lock into when you're free riding. This has been Eric with Daddy's Board Shop and Sector 9, giving you a little buyer's guide on the longboard decks. We just want to say thank you to Sector 9 for teaming up with us today. All that you learned in this video can be applicable to all longboard decks on the market, and remember that you're not always restricted to just those 4 different styles. If you guys have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 503-281-5123 or send us an email at help@daddiesboardshop.com. Thanks guys.